Are you Sega Genesis / Mega Drive fans ready to get the best of both worlds? I know Retrobit teased this a long while ago. They teased some other things too, but this one, finally, pre-orders are live now. Castlemania Games, link is in the description. The Big 6 controller. So if you go back, remember, Retrobit, they partnered with Sega back 2019 and launched official Sega Genesis controllers. They had the arcade pad, the 6-button smaller controllers. Excellent controllers in my opinion. They've released numerous colors and whatnot over the past couple years, and it was a pretty big success. Worked with the Genesis Mini and the Switch, PC, Android, all sorts of things. Right? There's all sorts of things you could use these controllers on. And with the Big 6, they're doing a similar lineup here. So the Big 6 takes the original big fat ass Sega Genesis 3-button controller that we had way back in the 80s and 90s, right? That controller is cool. It's what came with the Genesis Mini in North America, and people were like, why didn't we get a 6-button controller? But, you know, Retrobit put controllers out. I get it. But now, with this bigger one, it's the big form factor with the 6-button layout. Now, at one point, I did get to hold the prototype in my hands. It was fairly early, and I was like, wow, like, yeah, people are gonna dig this. People have been wanting this. People have been asking for this. And I think the controller is going to be a fairly popular solution out there. There's going to be 3 versions. You're going to have your Sega Genesis port version that can be used on, obviously, Sega Genesis or Mega Drive. It's going to have that original port. Can also be used on other clone consoles as well. Retrobit's clone consoles and the Polymega, from what I have seen, works with that as well if you have the module for it with the ports for Sega Genesis. So it's going to work on that. It's going to work on the analog Mega SG, so on and so forth, right? That's the original port. And then you're going to have a USB wired version that can be used on the Switch, PC, Raspberry Pi. It's going to be able to be used on plenty of different things. And then you're going to have the one that I'm really looking forward to, the 2.4 gigahertz wireless version that comes with both an original port adapter and USB. So that's going to be the extreme value right there, right? That one, the wireless one, you're going to be able to use that on Sega Genesis, Mega SG, Polymega, any clone consoles essentially, and original Sega Genesis Mega Drive hardware. Then you can also use it with that USB 2.4 gigahertz dongle action on the Nintendo Switch. Use that to play your Sega Genesis games on the Switch Online, whatever. Play your fighting games, 6-button style. I'm looking forward to it. I've always, I didn't grow up with Sega Genesis. I didn't have one. I did grow up with it in the sense that I knew plenty of people who had one and played it all the damn time. I know you guys had to have had friends where you had one console, they had the other, and you back and forth between each other's houses, experiencing everything. That's how I grew up. That's why I don't really I don't hate on consoles. Everybody's got their preference, I guess. But back in the day, man, Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, it was a lot of fun. I got to experience both. I just didn't own a Genesis at that time. But yeah, I mean, getting to play this stuff is going to be really cool. So with these Genesis controllers, the Big 6, the one thing that I thought was interesting, instead of having the protruding start button, like how the original 3-button controller had it, this one with the 6-button, the Big 6, is going to have it flush up above the XYZ button, right? It's just right there, flush, no accidental presses, right? So that's a good thing. Repositioned flush start button. Then you got a mode shoulder trigger and then a smooth rocker-style D-pad. So that's pretty cool. The USB version is going to have home and select buttons as well for use on your Switch, right? So what are the prices going to be on these things? So it looks like the wired original port is going to be $16.99. I think that's reasonable. I thought these were going to be a bit more expensive since everything else is getting more expensive. I can't even drive down the street to get gas without having to get gas. It's freaking ridiculous, right? And then you got the wired USB port one. That's going to be $19.99. Very versatile controller. Then you're going to have that 2.4 gigahertz is going to be coming in at $34.99. Bit more expensive, but extremely versatile with both of those receivers, right? Now, the release dates, there's no exact release date at the moment. They do have it estimated that the 2 wired versions, original and USB port, estimated October of this year. Now, I really would hope that the USB and the 2.4 gigahertz could come out around then when the Genesis Mini 2 comes out. There's no 100% like information yet if these controllers are going to work on the new Genesis Mini, but I would anticipate they will. Not 100%. Don't quote me on that. Don't say I said it because I don't know for sure. But these are hopefully going to work with that. But with that October ETA for the wired versions, the wireless ones, they're still working on some things from what I understand. And that should be a late November release. If they can get it out earlier, I'm sure they will. But don't go in pre-ordering it expecting it to show up in the next month because it ain't going to happen. It's going to be November-ish. Hopefully sooner. We'll have to see, right? So yeah, I'm looking forward to this stuff. More specs in the 2.4 gigahertz. Now I'm looking. Rechargeable 500 milliamp hour lithium ion battery. These are all official Sega branded partnership with Sega. I know I seen somebody like, oh, Retrobit doesn't have partnership with Sega anymore, but that obviously isn't true. They're putting out more controllers, right? The wired ones, they have a 10-foot cable. Keep that in mind. The wireless one, USB-C for charging, compatible with PC, Mac, other USB-enabled devices, compatible with Sega Genesis Mega Drive via the Genesis receiver. That's what I'm talking about. I'm looking forward to these ones, man. I can't wait to get my hands on these. I use their other ones all the time. I'm just playing Sega Genesis using the red wired one. I have a wireless one too, the red one. I have all the colors, but love these controllers. So these smaller 6-button ones are cool, but I can't wait for the bigger boys, the Big 6. Let me know what you think. There is a link down below to Castlemania Games if you want to pre-order this. Just an open pre-order for a while. They'll be out later this year, like I said. So yeah, can't wait. Let me know what you guys think concerning the Big 6. I think that was all the information that I had as far as looking at their like press release and all that stuff. A little early look at this stuff, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I know a lot of us are still waiting on word on that Dreamcast controller. Maybe after this rollout, we'll have to wait and see. There's so much stuff that Retrobit has talked about, or kind of like they've shown at like CES or different expos and stuff over the years, where it's like little by little things are coming out. Like they've shown some games in the past. They've shown some controllers, and hopefully this stuff starts rolling out there. But looking forward to the Big 6. Appreciate you guys. Bye.